What is up, everybody? It's your girl Streeter, the motherfucking gamer, and we got Toxic Ninja. And today, you guys, we are back with another reaction video.
Yeah, we might be a little late for this one, but life's been lifing. And I know I say we're gonna be consistent with the upload, but nothing wrong with taking a little break every now and then. And of course, we had to come back with another CJ the Champ video about horrible anime dads. This video was literally uploaded 2 weeks ago, so yeah, we're a little late. Streeter, you know what? Me and Streeter are going to decide which dad in this whole list is the worst of them all. I want to go ahead and say now is this ugly motherfucker right here with the glasses. Because I'm still on the shit on that fact what he did to his daughter. But anyway, Street, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, let's dive in.
Leave that fatherless, and I'm on to the next. And I ain't looking back when I leave.
What the fuck?
Dads. They're either great and support their kids, and they are mostly there to protect and guide their child down the right path to make sure they can have the best life they can possibly have. Or they're an absolute deadbeat bum-ass nigga who hates their kids and should have never had the right to reproduce.
Let me keep it playing. Let me keep it playing.
I don't know what it is, but 99% of these niggas can't raise a kid for shit. It's like they're allergic to being a good dad. So today I got a little different video for y'all. Today we're taking a deep dive and taking a look at some of the worst fathers in anime history with an honorable mention. Because if I'm talking about bad dads in just animation, period, this motherfucker is gonna make the cut every single time. So we're gonna start from the top, and the lower we go, the worse they will get. It's like we're simulating hell for how much hell these fathers put their kids through. So without further ado, first up on the chopping block, good old Jing. Now we're starting off with Jing because everybody else on this list is 10 times worse than him. But it doesn't change the fact that this man Jing is the king of the deadbeats. Like when it comes to deadbeat dads in anime, Jing is easily the first nigga everybody thinks about. And I mean, the evidence is there. I mean, we all know the running.
I mean, he won't be the first dad that comes to my mind anyway. I can think of worse.
Like, like
that bitch ass nigga from Full Metal Alchemist who did that shit to his daughter.
Yeah, I figured he was going to say that.
I can't say Endeavor because he redeemed himself at the end. So
see,
Endeavor.
I just play. It doesn't excuse his actions, but still.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't excuse his action, but at least he redeemed himself.
Yeah.
Let's continue because I'll make this a full fucking rant about that bitch ass nigga.
Okay, go ahead.
This man dropped his son off at his cousin's house and named him Gone because that nigga was gone 30 seconds later. This man is a stereotypical dad that went to go get milk and never came back. Bro really dropped off a whole baby and the child support bill on Mito because he knew he wasn't trying to pay that shit. And I ain't gonna lie, if Jing was my dad, I really hate this nigga because if he passed this ziggity zag ass hairline down to me, boy, I'd be sick. This man deserves the absolute worst for making his son inherit this shit. But besides all this man didn't come to see his son or contact him for 12 whole years. The only stuff he left for Gone was a cassette tape, a rusty ring, and a memory card for a PlayStation off of Craigslist, or a game that he created that you could die in. I kid you not, the nigga dead ass left a message on a cassette tape that said, "Hey, Spark, so, you wanna find me? Well, I don't wanna see you, little nigga. Matter of fact, don't even chase me, little nigga. I'm gonna be so real with you. But, if you do become a hunter, then beat this game that I made called Greed Island. It's basically Sword Art Online. So that means, don't die in that bitch." Oh, Jesus! I think somebody just died. But, you'll be fine. Anyways, though, you beat that, then I'll maybe finally talk to you. Well, good luck, sport. But I'm gonna be so real with y'all. The shit that really pissed me off about Jing in the moment that showed everyone that this nigga ain't shit was when Gon was in the hospital. Now, Gon was fighting for his life after his fight with Pito. He was on life support and he was about to die. And Jing did not bother to visit him once when he was literally across the street. Not even a 5-minute walk. The lazy bastard didn't even want to go to the hospital to see his son that could have died. Like I'm telling y'all, when Leorio called this man out in front of everybody, it was pure satisfaction. Bro got on the mic and was like, I got a question for Mr. Jing. Hey yo, why haven't you gone to visit your son, you bum ass nigga? You deadbeat, musty, dressed in rags, bitch. You out here answering questions for people you don't even know. Meanwhile, your own flesh and blood is about to die.
Talk to
answer the
him.
question, hoe ass nigga, why have you not gone to see your son? And after Leorio called him out, Jing replied with, man, he got enough friends. He'll be fine. Did he even say he wanted me to come in the first place? And the fact that this man Jing said that, does he even want me to come, while Gon can't even say that shit because he's in a coma, pissed Leorio off to the point where he said, fuck it, and swooped on this nigga, lifted him out of his seat with a
He deserved it. He fucking deserved that.
Exactly.
Shoryuken. And when
I know
this
that
happened,
right.
I kid you not, everyone in the room cheered because they all knew
As they
that this
should.
nigga was a bum. Everyone was happy when Jing got laid out.
He
And then the
beyond a
icing on the
bum.
cake of Jing just being a deadbeat is when Gon woke up and was so happy to see his father. This man was crying and was so happy to see his dad. And look at this man's face. Is this the face of a man that wants to see his son?
Fuck
Hell
no.
no.
Nope.
He thinking in his head, damn. Do I have to actually be in this little nigga's life now? Man, I gotta pay
Yes.
child support now?
Yep.
Oh my God. And when Gon left and said, can we talk again? This man Jing was like, I don't know. And everybody in the room booed him, calling him a deadbeat and a bum ass nigga like they should. And this man Jing was ready
Like,
to
are you
swing on
serious? He said, look, I don't want to be in this little nigga life, please. Please go back to where you came from. Basically.
everybody like, bro. But yeah, Jing is easily the king of the deadbeats. But like I said earlier, there are dads 10 times worse than Jing. And next up is a dad that abused his whole family. Oh boy, Endeavor. Endeavor is a great hero, but my God, he was a terrible father. Now, I will say this. Endeavor, without a doubt, is the most improved father on this list. He's actually trying to do better. But the way he was moving before his whole redemption was awful. This nigga was a piece of shit that mentally abused and broke his entire family apart. And this was all because he was a hating ass nigga. You see, Endeavor was obsessed with trying to be better than All Might. So when he finally came to the realization that All Might was just better than him and it was just a skill issue, he decided, if I can't be better than him, then I'll make somebody better than him. So this man went out and bought a wife so he could make a hybrid baby with her that would have his flame quirk.
Yeah, I remember now. He did do that. He literally bought his wife.
What is that? Okay.
Why did baby head look like? Oh,
That's Todoroki.
oh,
In her
yeah, I
ice quirk.
figured. I
He
just
wanted
seen
to
it
make
here.
a little half-breed avatar. And the first child they had was Toya, aka Dabi. Now, Dabi inherited a strong version of Endeavor's quirk, but his body couldn't handle the heat because his body was physically built to resist the cold because of his mother, not heat. So Endeavor considered Toya a failure, so he continued to have more kids. He had Fuyumi and Natsuo. And guess what? They didn't live up to the hype that Endeavor wanted. So then he tried one last time, and he finally had a baby that had both quirks, and that was Shoto. And when Endeavor finally had Shoto, he was so obsessed with him, he just gave up on all of his other kids and told them not to be heroes. I mean, this nigga straight up told Toya in the nicest way possible. Listen here, son. Not gonna lie, gang, you ain't got what it takes. You can't be a hero. You can't be better than All Might.
Damn.
Just give up. And this was the start of this family just breaking apart. Because after Endeavor told Toya this, he straight up tried to swing on baby Todoroki. So after
I don't
Toya
blame
tried
him
to
for
swing
crashing
on
out.
his baby brother,
Oh,
Endeavor
Becca, how
straight
you
up
gonna
told
tell
his
me all
wife,
this?
keep Shoto away from the other kids. And don't let Toya out of your sight. So this is when he just started to neglect his other kids. And the only kid he cared about was Shoto, because he was his perfect creation. So he put Todoroki through some hellish training. Like he was beating this little nigga's ass. And when his mother came in to try to stop him, he just hip slapped her. right in front of his kid. And this wasn't even the last time he hit his wife, because one day Toya came back to his dad and told him, "Oh my God, Pops, I've been training, right? And not gonna lie, gang, I think I understand it now. You should come watch me, Dad, please." And when Endeavor heard Toya was training again, he went to his wife and slapped the shit out of her right in front of his kids and started yelling at her and cussing her out. And this was the start of Todoroki's mom's mental health just declining, because every time she looked at her kids, she saw Endeavor. And this led to Todoroki's mom throwing boiling water on Todoroki's face, giving him the Zuko scar because she straight up snapped and tweaked out because she couldn't even see her kids the same. Her mind was broken. So he straight up threw her in a mental insane asylum. And then since he completely neglected Toya, Toya went up in the woods thinking his dad was coming. And when he realized he wasn't, his emotions took over and his flames became out of control. And it ended up starting a goddamn California forest fire. Man's burnt down the whole forest, and Endeavor thought his son was dead. Just for All For One to find his son, who was burnt to a crisp, and make him a whole super max super villain. Nigga turned him into a D1 tweaker. So yeah, this man Endeavor mentally and physically abused his entire family and pushed them to their breaking points. All because he was a hating ass nigga that wanted to surpass All Might.
Now the real question is, who's a bigger hater, Endeavor or the fucking Shredder?
Oh, both.
No, who's the biggest hater? Who's the bigger hater?
No,
There's
I
no
can't.
both. There's no both. It's one or the other. They both ain't shit.
Shredder to me.
Yeah, I can see Shredder.
Not that
Uh,
I can see Shredder.
Yeah, because remember, Shredder literally kidnapped Splinter's daughter, trained her, and raised her as his own, just to have her try to kill her own father.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shredder won that debate by an inch.
That's what I'm saying.
By a fucking inch.
Not an inch.
Yes, by an inch. He barely made that cut. I can at least say this about Shredder. He didn't buy a fucking wife
You're right.
and force her to have 4 babies.
But you see,
Okay,
Endeavor
yeah,
is not
him.
the only
That
father
might-
that we're covering today. That was a firebender and caused their son to get half their face burnt off. Because now it's time for our honorable mention. Now y'all should have
better
known
block
damn
this
well.
out.
If
Of
I'm
course
making
I'm
a
editing
video
it out.
about bad fathers, this man Ozai will make the cut every single
Maybe.
time. Ozai is just flat out one of the worst fathers in fiction. This man is an actual evil narcissistic
that?
psychopath. And the way he treated his kids, whoa boy. There was a reason Zuko was a depressed
Juicy
dickhead
ugly.
and Azula was a psychopath. It all goes back to their father. So first, let's start off with Zuko.
Ugh,
We have
this
to
man.
dive all the way into the comics for this. Now, the whole family was having dinner,
Not
right?
the
And Azula
comics.
was talking about how she set her firebender's teacher's pants on fire. So Ozai, of course, was glazing Azula because she was clearly his favorite child. And he was straight up enabling Azula's
Clearly.
bad behavior. Talking like, your teacher sounds like a fool. I'll have him sent back to the colonies. So Zuko chimed in and said, he's not a dummy. He just thinks that proper firebending has to start. And Ozai cut Zuko off and he is pissed. And he says something that a father should never say to their child.
Oh,
He
shit.
told Zuko, Zuko, how dare you lecture your sister on firebending? You know, little nigga, let me let you in on a little secret. When you were born, we weren't sure if you were a bender at all. You didn't have that spark in your eyes. I planned to cast you from this palace. How embarrassing for a prince of the Fire Nation to have a non-bender as a firstborn. Lucky for you, little nigga, your
Ooh.
mother in the
What the fuck is wrong with Ozai?
What?
You know what? I'm
Oh my
glad.
God.
I'm glad I ain't took your bending away, you bitch ass nigga. Cause what the fuck,
Huh?
bro?
That's fucked up to even say to your own child.
Your firstborn child at that.
Mm-hmm.
The Fire Sages pleaded with me to give you a chance. Azula, on the other hand, never needed that kind of luck. She was born lucky. You were lucky to be born. This man snapped on his child at the dinner table, bruh. He basically told Zuko that he ain't shit. And you were lucky that I felt like blowing your mama's back out to make you. But it just keeps on getting worse from here, bruh. Because
It gets
the next
worse?
awful thing he did to Zuko was, of course,
No,
the
that wasn't
Agni
it?
Kai.
Oh.
So this all started in a war meeting. So this one general came up with a plan that would have an entire division of new Fire Nation recruits be used as bait to distract the Earth Kingdom's forces so a better division could attack from the rear. Now, obviously, this plan is terrible because they're literally throwing new recruits out there to die. So Zuko spoke up and said that this plan was straight garbage and you're sacrificing and betraying loyal soldiers of the Fire Nation. And when he said this, all the generals just stopped and looked at this nigga because Zuko spoke out of line when he wasn't supposed to. So Ozai saw this as disrespect to the general. And the only way to settle this was an Agni Kai. So Zuko thought that he was going to be dueling the general. But when Zuko turned around and saw his opponent, it wasn't the general. It was Ozai. Because Ozai thought that it was disrespectful to him because Zuko ran his mouth in his war chambers. So Zuko was pleading to his dad like, "Dad, please, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it as disrespect." But Ozai was like, "Stand and fight, Prince Zuko. Don't be a bitch. Stand up and fight for your honor." So Zuko refused to fight Ozai. And Ozai proceeded to burn half of his face off in front of a live crowd. And then after
Poor
he gave
Iroh.
Zuko his scar, he banished him and forced him to have this ugly as a bald ponytail that nobody should ever be forced to have, and told him, "Don't come back till you find the Avatar, who has been missing for over 112 years." Ozai was basically telling him, "Don't ever come back, little nigga. And the only
Pretty
way you're
much.
coming back is if by the grace of God you get lucky to find a little bald nigga that has been frozen for over a century." Now let's move on to Azula. Ozai made Azula do all of his dirty work. This
Oh,
man
damn,
just
all
sat
that
on
was
his
just
throne
Zuko
the
alone?
entire series and sent his 14-year-old daughter to take over the entire Earth Kingdom. Why
Was Zula 14? Yeah, Zula was 14. Never mind.
he just sat there and didn't do shit. Then he took Azula's plan for Sozin's Comet that she made and straight up left her out of it. Nigga said, "You can stay here and be Fire Lord while I go burn the world." And when he left his daughter to be Fire Lord, she went off the deep end and spiraled into madness while this nigga was having the time of his life burning the entire world. Ozai, without a doubt, is one of the worst fathers of all time.
Rasa.
The fourth Kazekage is
Oh,
easily the worst dad in the
this
Naruto
bitch
series,
nigga.
and is just flat out one of the worst dads in anime history. This mother
Oh.
Ooh, Gara's dad. Gara's dad ain't shit.
ain't shit. He had Gara living one of the worst.
I thought Lord Third wasn't shit. I take that back.
Nah.
Gara's daddy ain't shit for real.
Yeah.
childhoods
he
of all
won
time.
it.
Nigga had his son depressed 24/7. It made him start his emo phase at the age of 6. Like, there was no wonder Gara was a uncontrollable D1 crash out in the first part of Naruto. It's because his dad ain't shit, and he tried to make him a weapon of mass destruction as a baby. You see, Rasa did some shit. You see, the Hidden Sand was struggling financially. These niggas were broke, and they were in desperate need for a weapon of mass destruction. So Rasa ended up conceiving Gara for the sole purpose of sealing the one-tailed beast inside of his unborn child, so he could make him a Jinchuriki and weaponize him. Now, since Rasa tried to seal a tailed beast inside of his unborn child, this ended up leading up to Gara's mother dying in childbirth. So off the rip, not even a day into the world, Gara was made a weapon of mass destruction and lost his mother fresh out the womb because of his father. The little nigga was set up for a life of hell, and Rasa knew this shit. I mean, Gara couldn't even sleep because Shikaku was always whispering to him, "Yeah, little nigga, fall asleep, I dare you. The moment you go night-night, I'm taking over your body and I'm blowing this bitch up. Do it, little nigga, I dare you." And of course, since he was a Jinchuriki, just like Naruto, everybody in the village was scared of him and stayed away from him. And Rasa let it happen. He didn't do shit about it. He just let them ostracize his son. And bruh, he did not let Gara have fun at all. This man was the no fun police. He would play outside with Temari and Kankuro, right? And they were just doing normal things. They were just building sand castles and shit and just having a blast. But then here came Mr. My Son Can't Have No Happiness. His bum ass didn't even say a word too. All he did was look at Temari and Kankuro and shake his head. No, stop playing with that nigga, even though he's your little brother. Get away from that freak. So Rasa didn't even allow Gaara to play with his siblings. He just straight up neglected them and wanted them to be alone 24/7. But you see, the absolute worst thing Rasa ever did to Gaara was making the only person that cared about him try to kill him. You see, Gaara had a great relationship with Yashimaru. He was his caretaker and also his uncle, and he deeply cared about Gaara. He was the only person that showed him any type of love in his life. So guess what this nigga Rasa did? He told Yashimaru, yo twin, I want to test my 6-year-old son to see if he'll crash out or not. So do me a favor and go try to assassinate that little nigga. And also tell that little nigga that his mother never loved him. I want to see if he'll go berserk. And if he does, he's a failure of a Jinchuriki.
Wow.
So this nigga sent Gaara's uncle to try to assassinate him. So when Yashimaru pulled up on Gaara, he had on a mask covering up his identity. So Gaara didn't know who it was. So Gaara immediately grabbed him and crushed him like a bug. So after Gaara swatted him like a fly, he went over to his body and saw that it was Yashimaru. And Gaara was sick to his stomach because he basically just murdered the only person that cared about him, and the only person that cared about him just tried to assassinate him. And with Yashimaru's last breath of life, he has to lie and tell Gaara because Rasa's
Damn,
watching
he's
this
flushing
shit.
like a damn bug. Damn, he said hit that back of the wall so fast. Jesus.
Father, and deep in my heart, I always hated you, Gaara. And you know who also hated you? Yo mama, nigga.
Oh, Gaara,
Okay, I don't remember
So
that.
Shikaku took over and Gaara ended up going berserk. And Rasa
Nope, that actually
remember
happened. That actually happened. It all thanks to his damn daddy.
watching this the whole time is like, looks like the child is a failure. My son is fucking useless to me now. Like, you dumbass nigga. Bro really expected a 6-year-old to somehow control his emotions and not go berserk after his uncle came and tried to assassinate him, then told him
That
in
what you
his dying
expected to
breath
be.
that he always hated him and his mama hated him too. Like, nigga, how did you expect anything different? The fourth Kazekage was a brain-dead idiot. And I ain't gonna lie, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but shouts out Orochimaru for sliming this nigga out.
Bro,
It is the
why-
most
why
noble
he
thing
did
he
it
did in the
like
entire
that?
series. Because Rasa had to go. This motherfucker wasn't shit.
Yeah, I guess
Now,
I
when
do
it comes
give
to who's the
Orochimaru's
biggest
props.
sack of shit in One Piece, obviously you know you got your celestial dragons and everything. But right under them is this motherfucker Judge. This man
Oh,
had
Sanji's
Sanji living
dead.
in hell. All because he was a normal human being. You see, Judge wanted all of his kids to be perfect weapons for Germa 66. And he went to the lengths of genetically altering his kids to the point where they would lack any type of sympathy. He wanted them to be emotionless weapons because Judge was a warmonger who terrorized the North Blue and wanted to conquer all of it to restore the Germa Empire to its rightful glory. Now, Sanji was the oddball of the family because he actually had emotions and was just a regular human because of his mother. Because when she was pregnant, she took a drug to try to stop the genetic mutation that Judge was trying to do to their kids. Now, this made her bedridden, and she ended up dying because of this. And it only worked for Sanji. His other three brothers was some emotionless dickheads because of the genetic mutation. So Judge put all of his kids through intense training. And during this training, Sanji always fell behind. So when Sanji was basically failing every single training exercise, Judge became disgusted with Sanji. He was so disgusted with this little nigga that he would let his other brothers beat the shit out of him. And he wouldn't do anything about it. Sanji would cry for his dad's help. But Judge would just look at him and tell him, man, little nigga, if you don't get your ass up, quit being a crybaby and bitch. I can't believe you got my blood in you. You fucking disgrace. And his brothers continued to beat the shit out of him. They would do this every day and Judge would just let it happen because he didn't care about Sanji. The only kids he cared about were his sister and his brothers. And my God, when Judge figured out that Sanji's hobby was cooking,
With Google Play Games,
Ooh,
you
I
can
know
play
he crashed the
Unlocked.
fuck out.
Unlock big deals.
ooh, this nigga did not like this shit at all. Sanji was making food for a mouse, right? And the mouse was tearing that food up. But then Judge barged in the room and just started yelling at him like, Sanji, are you cooking for them ass rats again, boy? I thought I told you to cut that weak ass shit out. So he walked over to the plate of food and threw that shit out the window, along with Mickey Mouse. He killed that nigga. Then he told him, don't ever cook again. And if I catch your little ass in that kitchen one more time, I'ma whoop your ass. So it got to the point that Sanji just continued to fail at everything. And Judge just decided to consider Sanji a failure. So this man did one of the worst things I've ever seen. Judge decided to fake Sanji's death, and he threw him in a dungeon and locked a metal helmet on his head and just locked him up forever so he never had to see him again. And he stayed in this cell for 6 months. And while he was in this prison cell, his brothers would go in there and just beat the crap out of him for no reason at all. They would just do this for fun. So this got so brutal that his sister couldn't take it anymore. So she just broke him out so Sanji could run away. Now, when Sanji was trying to make his great escape, Judge found him trying to leave. So Sanji stood up to Judge and told him, I'm leaving, old nigga, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. And Judge just looked at him and said, okay, don't hit your head out the door, little nigga. I don't care what you do, I'm gonna be real with you. But before we part ways, let me tell you this. Never tell anybody that you are my son, because you are the only stain on my legacy. So Judge let Sanji run away because he couldn't.
Bro, his daddy got the Peter Griffin chin.
I swear to God, fat chin ass. Mine got 2 booty cheeks on his chin. Get the fuck out my face.
Give a damn about it. And Judge didn't see Sanji again for 13 whole years. And the next time he saw him, he tried to use Sanji to marry him off to one of Big Mom's daughters. He didn't see his son for 13 years, and the first thing he tried to do was use him for a diplomatic marriage. And
that's a woman.
Oh. Oh.
to make sure he couldn't leave, he put these handcuffs on him. And if he ever tried to take them off, he would blow his hands off so Sanji could never cook again.
That's
so after
fucked
the
up.
whole cake arc and the Straw Hats rescue Sanji, while the Straw Hats were leaving, Judge saw Sanji on the Sunny. And the last thing he wanted Sanji to hear before he left was, Sanji, I just want you to know something before you leave. You still ain't shit, and you'll never be shit. Not gonna lie, gang, if your pops was talking to you like this after years of abuse and neglectment, ain't gonna lie, you might have to slime that nigga.
On God, I would have slimed his fat ass out.
Oh God. Cut all them booty cheek chin off his face.
Cause you gonna tell me I ain't shit after I save your ass? Yeah, you gonna die today, Pops.
Because that's insane. Judge rightfully earned his reputation as one of the worst fathers in anime.
My favorite nigga to hate, other than the old nigga on Dead by Daylight.
Oh my God. You
Ooh.
obsession with this old man.
Fuck Shao Tucker. Fuck Shao Tucker. I'm gonna put my hate for the old nigga aside to hate on this bitch ass nigga.
Oh boy, oh boy. Ladies and gentlemen,
You know what?
we've reached the final
Hold on, I need my drink. Hold on.
This motherfucker Shao Tucker is
That
on
nigga.
It better be
the top
juice. It better be apple
worst
juice.
father in anime history.
No, it's
in my personal
no, it's actually bread strawberry melon.
Oh. That sounds so nice.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell? Who is that?
That
No,
I-
never mind.
opinion,
That's
he's the
CJ.
worst. Now, if you've never seen Full Metal Alchemist and you don't know who this nigga is,
Ooh.
I'm warning you right now.
Every
this
time I see his
shit
face, I
is
want to
about
crash
get
out.
dark. So, Shao Tucker was a state alchemist that was known for his work about chimeras. And Shao famously got his state alchemist license for making a chimera that could speak the human language. And he did this 2 years ago. So when we first meet Shao, he just looks like an average run-of-the-mill middle-aged dad who's had a couple of midlife crises, as we can see clearly from his hairline, because that shit's receding like a motherfucker. But Shao had a daughter named Nina, and a
Nigga hairline worse than Vegeta's.
Oh God, this shit. What the fuck is
dog
that?
named Alexander. And they looked like a
I
pretty
said, what the
happy
fuck is
family. Now, the
that?
house was nasty as hell. The dishes are like they ain't been washed in a week, and the shelves are like they haven't been dusted in ages. And Shao says the reason why the house is like this is because his wife left him and his daughter and she left them 2 years ago. So after Ed and Al met Show the first day, when they
What
were
a
leaving, Show
coincidence.
was informed that assessment day was coming up. And assessment day is an evaluation to see if you can keep your state alchemist license or not. And last assessment day, Show laid an egg. That nigga failed. So this next one coming up was make or break for Show. Because if he did ass on this next test, he would lose his state alchemist license. So the next day Ed and Al came over, they came and played with Nina and Alexander. Cause Nina was sad because her dad was locked up in the lab the whole day. Cause he was contemplating what could he possibly do to pass the next evaluation day and not get fired. So Show came up with one of the most sick, vile, disgusting, disturbing ideas
God, I
ever.
think I
When Ed
know.
and Al left on the second day, this nigga told Nina, "Hey Nina, I've got a great idea. Do you want to play with Daddy tomorrow?" And of course Nina was happy because she was finally gonna get time to spend time with her dad. But this was not gonna be fun father-daughter
Ooh, I feel my crash out charging. Ooh, ooh.
time
I
like
don't wanna
Nina
know
thought
what
she
he
was
did
about to
yet.
have.
Oh, just
Because the
watch.
time she was about to
I'm
spend
trying.
with
I'm
her
holding
father
it in
was
just so you
about
can
to
see what he
change her
did.
life forever. So Ed and Al come back on the third day. So when they first came in the house, nobody was there to greet them. So they decided to look around to see if they could find anybody. So they went down to the laboratory and they found Show in there with some type of creature. So Show greets them and tells them, "Boys, I've finally done it. I've made a chimera that can speak and understand the human language." So at first, Ed and Al were happy for him because this looked like the scientific breakthrough that Show needed to pass evaluation day. So Show told the chimera to introduce yourself to Ed. So the chimera started speaking to Ed, saying, "That person, Edward. That person, Edward." And then the last thing the chimera says made niggas sick to their stomach. It said, "Big brother Ed." And look at Show. Look at how he is standing. Bro doesn't even look human right here. I'm gonna be so real. So then to make sure Ed wasn't tripping, he asked Show, "When did you get your state alchemist license?" And Show says, 2 years ago. Then Ed asked him another question. "When did your wife leave?" And Show states, let's see. That was about 2 years ago as well. So then Ed asked him one final question. He asked, "Where the fuck are Nina and Alexander?" And he tells him, "Can't you tell? They're in this room with us right now."
Ooh, fucking hell. Ooh. Yes, that's what the fuck he did. He not only turned his wife into a chimera, but his fucking child and her dog. Fuck Shao Tucker. You deserve every piece of that ass whooping you got in this fuck ass episode, bro.
And it all clicked from there. This nigga made Nina and Alexander do the fusion dance and turned them into motherfucking dog nigga. And guess what? The wife? Yeah, she ain't leave, nigga. Show turned her into a chimera 2 years ago. That's how we got a state alchemist license. So Ed slammed Show on the wall.
Beat his
Show
ass.
Didn't even feel bad about it. This crazy bastard was all smiles and was just saying, "Oh, this is just human evolution. This is progress." So Ed starts beating this nigga's ass. He punched Bro for
feel
about 30 seconds straight.
Yes,
And he was
yes,
going
he
to
deserved
kill
it. Hit him
And I ain't
again.
gonna lie, he should have killed the nigga right here. But Al stopped him because
God damn it, Alphonse.
Xander was still watching him the whole time. And she was telling him, "Big brother Ed, why are you beating up Daddy?" So Ed stopped because it was just too much. And this pathetic bastard Show was so delusional after getting his ass whooped. Bro was saying, "I did it. I made it in time to keep my alchemist license."
You should
Dude
get your
didn't
ass
even
beat
care about
again.
his daughter or the sick ass shit that he just did. All he cared about was keeping his status as a state alchemist. So obviously they arrest this sick ass nigga and put his bitch
Ooh,
ass
I
on house arrest.
Ooh, I
And
hope he
while
dropped
was
the soap
locked
in
up his
prison.
house, Scar broke in. So he walked up the show and did what needed to be done. He gripped this ugly ass nigga by the face
Kill him.
and electrocuted
Kill him. Yes!
the bottomless pits of hell. And then after he boom show, Scar just decided the best thing for Nina was to just put out a misery. So he kills the fusion of Nina Xander. So yeah, man, this man's show was a sick nigga. He turned his wife into a chimera, then made his daughter and the dog do the fusion dance. Like, there was a reason this man is universally agreed upon as the worst father in anime.
Yes.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was a showcase of some of the worst dads in anime history. And if you're wondering, but CJ, what about all these other horrible, deadbeat, sick-ass niggas? Don't worry, I got you. I got a whole nother 6-man lineup ready to fire off. So if y'all down, we'll run this back after like the next trial or something. But with that being said, hope y'all enjoyed. And for all my dads and future dads out there, keep doing what you doing and don't be like these niggas.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, I think you're gonna have to close out because I feel myself in the cry.
I'm gonna like the video.
Please just
I got you. Just give me a minute. Thank you for watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm sorry y'all had to see me get out of character, but I just have a burning hatred for Shao Tucker, and it's completely justified. But the original video will be linked in description down below, along with Streeter's channel as well. Subscribe to her. She is currently doing a Life is Strange campaign right now, where she is going to do nothing but Life is Strange until she gets up to the most recent one and beat it. What's her next step after that? I don't know. That's for her to decide and let y'all know. You want to say bye to the people, or you just want me to go ahead and close this out for good?
bye everybody.
Yeah, she is. Yeah. She's disturbed as fuck right now. So hopefully she'll be back to her normal self in the next video. So until then, I'll catch y'all later.